everyone, I'm Rachel.
And I'm David.
Join us as we cruise across Iceland.
Let's go!
Iceland is the cruising destination we get the most questions about, so we were really excited to finally be able to explore it.
Our itinerary was in late 2025, and it was a 14-day Iceland and British Isles cruise that left out of Southampton, and we were on Princess Cruises. It took 2 sea days to cross from the British Isles up into Iceland, and another 1 sea day on the way back.
We received a free room via a casino offer, but similar cruises in 2026 and 2027 are priced at around $2,000 per person for a balcony cabin. Our Iceland ports were Reykjavik, Grundarfjörður, Ísafjörður, and Akureyri, so mostly in the west and the north. Though we realize that 4 days in a country is never enough to fully explore it, we want to share some of our key learnings from our first visit to Iceland, especially since we did it on a cruise. Our first tip is to pack layers and sturdy shoes no matter the month of your visit.
The weather can turn really fast. It can be sunny and calm, and then windy, cold, or even raining 5 minutes later. If you're on a long excursion, bring everything with you. A waterproof layer, warm hat, and even some gloves would be a good idea.
English is widely spoken everywhere, but the road signs, shop signs, and even hiking maps will mostly be in Icelandic. Just give yourself extra time to double-check trail markers, parking rules, and maps. Make sure to ask your tour guide or ship staff if you need assistance. The locals can also be really helpful. Food planning also matters here. If you're a pickier eater like me, or you just need predictable meals or have some sort of dietary restriction, take snacks off the ship. Lunch on our tours was light, seafood heavy, and served late in the day. We kept some pastries and protein bars with us, and it made those long glacier and waterfall days much easier. However, make sure you don't bring fruit or meat off the boat since that is against the rules.
Speaking of long days, excursions are the priciest we've ever seen on a cruise. Our full day tours range from about $300 up to $550 a person. We saw some group excursions as high as $750 a person.
While we really enjoyed everything we did, that's a lot of money to invest. If that's a stretch, check third-party options. Viator and Get Your Guide were consistently cheaper on similar routes. Even though Iceland seems remote, the roads all seemed well taken care of, so we wouldn't be too worried about going off on our own a bit. Just make sure to compare pickup locations and timing carefully so you can be back before all aboard. If you want more info on cruise excursion options, check out our Excursion 101 video. Also, know that many of the viral spots you see on TikTok or Instagram require fairly extensive hiking. Without hiking, you'll still be able to see some beautiful, amazing scenery, but sites will be more crowded, especially on days with multiple ships in port.
If your objective is to see the northern lights, we would recommend downloading the Aurora Forecast app before you board the cruise so you can track the KP index and cloud coverage. But don't plan your whole trip around it. Even in peak seasons, it's really never guaranteed, and it's really hard to see them.
We were in range for 5 nights. We saw it faintly once, and then had one really great show on another night. Our captain made an announcement on the first night at around 2:30 a.m., but not on the second night, so make sure to monitor it yourself if it's important to you to see it. A lot of the color you see in photos is your phone doing the work. With the naked eye, you might be able to see milky ribbons or a faint green wash. Your camera will pick up deeper greens and pinks.
Sea days around Iceland can be pretty lively. This is open ocean and it can get really choppy. If you get motion sickness pretty easily, I would make sure you bring your go-to meds or your patches and make sure you use them before the waves really start to pick up.
Our route took us clockwise from the west to the north, which means that we crossed the Arctic Circle on our last night in Iceland. Princess even handed out a commemorative certificate to every guest, which was a fun little keepsake.
They also did a blue nose ceremony, which was originally a naval tradition for crossing into Arctic waters, but a lot of cruise lines have adopted this tradition. It was a lighthearted and memorable ceremony put on by the cruise director staff, and a really cool way to mark our last day in Iceland.
And that wraps up our cruise around Iceland.
Yeah, I think it's really surprising actually. You see a lot of videos online. I feel like Iceland's very trendy right now. And it kind of makes sense. It's beautiful, right? It's gorgeous. You guys will see some of our landscape shots and everything. It's awe-inspiring. It's breathtaking. I just think it's a beautiful country, and I really do feel like there's just so much to see. Like, this is the perfect country to do like a road trip.
Yeah, there's so many things to see. We just scratched the surface with 4 days. People on our tours and our tour guides were saying you could do like 7 to 14 day guided tours around the whole country. And I think it's definitely a place that we would love to come back to and see different waterfalls and different craters and hike a volcano and all those fun things. So there's never going to be a shortage of things to see, and we've really enjoyed our time in Iceland. So we hope that the tips and tricks that we gave you in this video help you when deciding if you want to make the trip out to Iceland, especially on a cruise.
Do you think it's a good idea to cruise it, or would you make a special trip out? Or if you were like kind of weighing both options, which way would you go?
I think it depends on what you want. If you are a hiker, if you are someone that loves the outdoors and you want to take your time and you want to hike those longer hikes, I would 100% recommend renting a car or doing an RV trip around Iceland. If you are a casual traveler, if you don't really like the cold too much, if you just want to go and see the highlights of somewhere and, have your luxury on board, I would highly recommend cruising. So it really just depends on what you want out of it. For me, seeing Iceland this way was great. And I think we could come back and do some sort of road trip and do some of those longer hikes, but I don't regret doing it this way.
Yeah, I think it really honestly depends on your budget, and it really does depend on what you want to see. If you're into the volcano scene and maybe you've already seen the ones in Hawaii and stuff like that, and you see the amazing footage online of some of the volcanoes here in Iceland, that's more inland. You really might not get a lot of that on a cruise, so that's one of the kind of things to consider. There's a million different ways to see Iceland. I think it's an incredible country. I've said it a few times now, but it really is an awesome vacation. You're not going to regret making the trek out here. It's very, very difficult to get to, in my opinion, but I think it's totally worth the trip. So
yeah, and cruising it is the best way, in my opinion, to get to it, because you get all your needs taken care of on board. When it's cold outside and you're freezing from your excursion, you come back and you warm up and you can have your warm food and just, hospitality all around you. So
yeah, and there's endless hot chocolate and coffee, so
yes,
that's also really
helps.
nice.
It helps. Yeah, but what do you think? Have you cruised in Iceland, or do you have any questions about cruising in Iceland that we may not have covered for you? Yeah. Let us know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this video and want to see more travel content from us, please like the video and subscribe to our channel. But for now, I'm Rachel.
And I'm David.
And we hope this video helps you find the right direction for your next adventure.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh, wow.